Committee will come to order, and if all members will take their seats. Today we hear from Secretary of State John Kerry. The Secretary is just off yet another overseas trip, dealing with issues that we'll discuss here today. And Mr. Secretary, your dedication is clear to all. Secretary Kerry comes to present his department's budget request. Needless to say, given Washington's chronic budget deficit, wasteful spending is intolerable. Even good programs may be unsupportable at levels we would want, but we must also appreciate the many serious challenges we as a nation and the department in particular faces worldwide. These challenges seem to grow by the day. Iran and North Korea are pursuing nuclear weapons. Russia is gobbling up neighboring Ukraine. We see beheadings, crucifixions, and immolation by ISIS. Cartoonists and Jewish shoppers are targeted and killed on Paris streets. Indeed, some days it feels as if the world itself is coming off of its axis. Regarding Iran, all of us want to see, Mr. Secretary, all of us want to see you get a meaningful, lasting agreement. But the committee, as you know, has real concerns about the direction of these talks. I'm hearing less about dismantlement and more about the permanence of Iran's nuclear program. That's particularly disturbing when you consider that international inspectors report that Iran has still not revealed its past bomb work. This should be treated as a fundamental test of the Ayatollah's intention to uphold any agreement. Iran is failing that test. Also, it is still illicitly procuring nuclear technology. Recently, Iran was caught testing a new generation of supersonic centrifuges. To be frank, as this committee reads about us being on the brink of a historic agreement, you have a challenge in terms of congressional buy-in. Meanwhile, Iran and its proxies are wreaking havoc throughout the region. And in Eastern Europe, Russia's military aggression is matched only by the size of its propaganda. Russia is spending more than $1.5 billion annually to mislead audiences, to sow divisions, to push conspiracy theories out over RT television. Yet the agency charged with leading our response, the Broadcasting Board of Governors, is, as your predecessor testified to us, dysfunctional. Last Congress, the House passed legislation authored by Ranking Member Eliot Engel and me to fix the BBG, the Broadcasting Board of Governors. We hope to have the administration's active backing as we again push this reform. And in the Middle East, ISIS is on the march. The administration was tragically slow to react to ISIS's rise, missing the chance to devastate them with our airstrikes during the first 7 months, 8 months of ISIS moving from Syria into Iraq, town by town, taking these cities. Air power was not used to devastate these columns out on the open road as it should have been applied. Today, the Kurds are still severely outgunned. Our training of the Syrian opposition isn't off the ground, and Arab allies complain they don't have the weapons needed. And while the administration is focused on the fight against ISIS in Iraq today, it's still unclear what its plans are for Syria tomorrow. As the committee considers the President's request for a military authorization against ISIS, members need to hear a better articulation of the administration's strategy and see a strong commitment from the Commander-in-Chief. As terrorism from Islamist terrorist groups spread, the committee knows that puts more of our diplomats out there at risk. In the past half year, the Department has had to evacuate staff from 2 U.S. embassies, Libya and Yemen. On this note, the committee stands ready to assist the Department on embassy security. We passed a State Department authorization and embassy security bill last Congress and look forward to working with you to get our next bill signed into law. And as the Department works to finalize its second quadrennial diplomacy and development review, know that we are ready to assist the Department to be more effective and efficient to meet the demands of the 21st century's diplomacy. We have policy differences, but these should never compromise the day-to-day operation of your Department, and certainly not the safety of its personnel. Mr. Secretary, our nation faces great challenges. Through it all, though, we must work together to ensure that America maintains its positive and essential role in the world. That is our challenge. And I will now turn to our ranking member, Mr. Elliot Engel of New York, for his opening statement.
Thank you.